Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's video. My name's Rebecca of Artist Rebecca LS. This is the channel where we have fun with art, and today we're going to be using Contè and watercolours. Let's go. Okay everybody, so you remember last week we created boats in my handmade sketchbook that I have successfully Coptic stitched. It's a miracle. So on this side of the page, I thought we will mess with the Contè and watercolour and see what happens. Okay, let's do an orange, I think, outline. There we are. And I think I'm actually going to do these boats, but in this different style, so that we can see the difference. I always come to these videos with no plan. I'm very spontaneous, because it's videos I think I would like to see of just random inspiration hitting you with your sketchbook and using tools that you normally should have. If you're doing traditional art, you should have some Contè pencils lying about, and obviously some watercolour. Or even, you know, you can use food colouring as your watercolour, but it's not going to be light fast, just thought I'd tell you that, or acid free. But to get the effect that I'm doing here, you can do that. So I'll go in with this horizony blue, and I'm just kind of scribbling with the brush in circular motions, going like that. Please excuse our Siamese cat. You'll hear howling in the background in my videos every now and then. He gets terribly impatient, and with the hour change, he thinks he should be having lunch at 10 in the morning, and he can't. We rescue a lot of cats because, sad to say, in France there has been a problem with looking after cats. They tend to, well, in our village anyway, they tend to be abandoning them if they think that they can survive on their own and hunt. But it's a little known fact that cats only will hunt if they're happy, and they're only happy if they're well fed and have a home. So they are getting better now, but when we first came, it was awful. Hence why at one stage we had about 8, 9 or 10 rescue cats that we were taking out of the equation. The females, of course, they produce kittens every 16 weeks. And so we took that out of the equation. But now there is a refuge in our village, but for obviously cats. But they, not many people want to take up the offer. They won't spend money on sterilising the cats. The refuge does, but the people, you know, they won't. So it is difficult. And at the moment we keep having cats coming back into our garden. So we keep looking under hedges to make sure they're not having kittens there, because we don't want the problem coming back again. Hence why my point being, you're going to hear cats about, because we've still got at least 5 from the initial rescue. And they're very spoiled. We compensate a lot for their bad beginnings. And we have 2 dogs that are rescued as well. So it's noisy at times. Right, so let that bit dry. I'll go in with this Prussian-y blue, which I did. Well, I actually did it at the top on the last video, on the top picture. But we're going to switcheroo and do it on here. I just like blending it in. There we go. We'll add a bit of green. That looks a bit toxic green. But anyway. Some of the oceans do have toxic waste spilt into them, but I prefer it not to be in my sketchbook. Anyway, that might dry lighter anyway. We'll now go for a darker green and put it up here. And I'll go for the lighter blue and put it there. We'll just blend it all down. And then I will do some blue for the sky on both of them. This one is stormy, bit of a stormy blue. And I'll go back and do the horizon-y blue on this one. Still looks stormy in a way, but not as bad as the top one. And then cleaning the brush. Hopefully you're still in view and you can see that. My sketchbook, I do move it around a lot so that I can reach, but yeah, you can see that. I keep looking at the camera every now and then, putting it down to my level so I can see. So that shouldn't take too long to dry. Remember what I said last week? We are going to get texture from the paper. And that is pretty fine with me, because it adds to the artwork. And the ocean will have texture. So while this is still dampish, I'm going to go straight in and just draw on top. Now you can see it's gone really quite dark, and you're not actually going to be able to move this once it's on, because you're drawing onto wet paper. So it's going to be pretty, you know, stuck there. It might tear up the paper. Just thought I'd tell you that. But again, I'm okay with that. Because this is wood. So it's going to add that wood texture. There we are. And then I shall pick up some of the Contè with my brush. Yeah, now the surface is really getting deteriorated now, which is fun, because it adds to the effect. And I'm going to go with this darker colour. And that's what's fun about sketchbooks. Doesn't matter what goes right or wrong. But you can learn from it. we go. This is definitely a moody, dramatic effect. And then I'll go in at the back here and do some wonky cliffs. There we are. And go in with the water just to blend it out a little. Also, it sets the colour, so I'm not going to get any colour transferring onto here. And my goodness, we're going to let that dry, because the water really has created texture, which I absolutely love. I really don't know if you can get that on camera, if I can really get that across to you. Let's have a look here. The texture on that boat is just, I could not have done that myself. The paper and the water and the Contè all together have created this lovely wood texture. And it would be great if I did autumn leaves like that. It would just do it itself. So again, it all depends on the paper that you use, as well as the quality of your paint. We're going to let that dry now, and I'm going to come back when it is dry. It is almost dry. I'm going to use my TWSBI Eco Pen. It's got some permanent ink in sepia. I'm going to add some figures. I could have done this with the Contè, but it's still a bit wet. But I wanted to not tear the paper up too much. And also, mainly, there would be too much brown. I didn't want brown figures as such, dark brown. There needed to be a contrast. So this is good. I always do figures that are like silhouettes, really, because out at sea from a distance, you're never going to be able to see who they are or identify them. So that really is it, guys. Thank you for watching. I really am grateful to you guys for watching my videos. Hopefully you've stayed to the end and watched it all the way through. If you have, let me know if, again, you've used Contè. And I'm going to see you next week, hopefully. Catch you later, guys. Bye. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. When you subscribe, it's free, by the way, completely free to subscribe. It just means that when I upload another video, YouTube will notify you. It also lets them know that you found value in my video, and they'll then help me and recommend my channel to more people, which means I can then grow and give you more content. And could you please also give me a thumbs up? I really would be grateful. Thank you. Catch you next week. Bye.